Hey guys, it's Quinn here with PTSD While Black, vlogging every day in June. I missed the last 2 days in June, so I'm doing what I can. Um, it's been a rough week. It's been a really, really rough week. I'm having a high pain day today. Um, and I think I've been so fortunate to not have a bunch of pain. Um, at least last month, it wasn't as maximized as it's been this month. um, that I got thinking, yeah, my pain days are behind me. I only need to take my cyclobenzaprine once a day versus 3 times a day. And this is a 3 times a day. This has been a 3 times a day week, but I've not been taking it, and therefore the pain keeps getting incrementally worse. And then I get more and more depressed and feeling like this is never going to end, and upset that I'm in the situation, and then the PTSD cycles kick in. So it's been fun. It's been real fun. Because like I thought, girl, you need to stop and make a video right the hell now, because I just took a nap and I was having a PTSD nightmare in the middle of the day, that I was being gaslit by my husband. That he was telling me that what I was feeling wasn't really what I was feeling, or that I didn't say what I know I had just said to him. And so I'm like seeing there's this cycle that it it increases. It starts by just, for me, tolerating pain, and then it goes into the emotional side of what it means to have this pain, like the fear that I'll never be able to work again, the fear that this is never going to end. And so I'm in my time machine this week, and it sucks. Um, and I'm on the real with you guys. I've had the fear of taking a shower this week because I'm afraid that I'll fall in the shower, because my knee and back have been really bad. I've had the PTSD fears again of going to sleep at night because the pain hurts worse when I get up from the bed, or when I roll over, pain gets worse. And so I'm having this built up fear, um, in addition to just what I'm going through. So this is, I would say, what I'm experiencing these past couple of weeks has been a lot like what my norm was like. Um, so the glare is bothering me. So yeah, I guess universe is like, you need to get humble again, because you think that you're in the clear, and you think you can run, you think that you can do things, you think you can walk without your cane. Oh, hold on a minute. So I just have to accept each day as it is, and if it's a high pain day, it's a high pain day, and it sucks. Um, and I'm gonna get real with something this week. I was having a lot of, my PTSD symptoms were really high this week, and I want to say it was not Friday, Thursday night. I had gotten so emotionally depressed and anxious, and like the fear. It was so much of that fear that this isn't going to end, that this is going to keep happening, and the fear that I'm not going to be able to take care of myself. It was really, really high. So when I had this before in the past, I would call someone, I would talk things out with another person, but this was happening at midnight. So I didn't really have a list of people, or didn't emotionally feel that I could call my friends and say, hey, I'm tripping balls. It's midnight here, 2 o'clock where you are, 3 o'clock where you are. Can you listen to me while you got to go to work the next day? So what I've done in the past is that this would be a good time to call the Suicide Hotline, just to say, hey, if you can, let me get this out, because at least getting the things out of me, I would feel less fearful, pained, and self-destructive. Because I was like, Thursday, I'm not gonna lie, was having the temptation to start cutting again, which is something I haven't done since I was in my 20s. So that's that's really huge, for when those feelings start coming up. Um, like really huge when I'm in so much emotional pain that my skin hurts. That's huge. So I was like, okay, this is what I do is I'll call the suicide prevention hotline, because I don't want to wake up any of my friends saying, hey, I'm having a PTSD trigger at midnight. What's up? you know? And what's funny is I called the hotline and it transferred me to a local number. And this poor girl in the call center or what have you, I think she was the only person working there, and she had to put me on hold twice. And so for me, that was like, for me, that was the universe answering, you're going to be okay. Um, but think about the fact that I'm occupying space for someone who might be in a huger, a much larger crisis. Like I knew I wasn't going to take my life. I knew I wasn't going to take my life, but I did know that I'd probably binge eat and I would probably cut myself if I had materials to do it. So that's where I was like, okay, let's deal with this. So when she put me on hold the second time, I said, you know what? I'm going to go because it seems like you're busy. And with the stuff that's happening in the news and people being in crisis, I don't want to take space from someone who might have a plan on how they're going to kill themselves. I don't want to, I would feel like I was taking another life. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go. I'm just going to sit here and cry in the car, so that my husband can't see me cry, so that my in-laws can't see me cry, but just have it out here, and I'm going to pray, and we'll deal with it. So that's kind of just what I did, and got off the phone. But yeah, it's like, who do you call when the suicide hotline is not available? Leave me a comment with that. Because that's a good plan. But I mean, I even went through my entire phone just like really looking like, do I have anybody here who's a night owl, who's unemployed, who is also disabled, who would be available to take these calls? And I only had one person that I could call, and he was the one who told me to call the suicide hotline. So yeah. So I texted him saying, you know what, I'm just feeling extremely depressed and I need to admit this to another person today. Um, and that helped. Just even the admitting that I'm depressed and admitting that I'm holding on to all this fear and pain started getting better, and confessing and allowing somebody to see me as I am, to see me as I was with the crisis. And what was really cool was I still woke up the next morning crying, um, and fearful, but like the difference between Friday morning and past mornings with being in a high swing of my PTSD is I would just retreat, I would isolate and not tell anybody what was going on with me. Um, and Friday morning, what I did was I typed up a note to my in-laws and just asked them like, hey, just for today, let's not bring any kids or guests over for today because I'm really depressed and I need the space to just cry, sing, listen to death metal or what have you without silencing myself for or trying to pretend that I'm happy. So I typed it up as a note and I just stuck it under my father-in-law's door. And so that at the least was me being in communication with this and acknowledging it versus pretending that this does not exist, pretending it's not real for me. And then my husband and I went to couples counseling, and it was like, ah, I got to breathe. And again, being seen for where I am. And I'll have to make another video about couples counseling because that was pretty good. But it was being seen for where I am in this moment, even though it's messy, it's not polite, it's not well put together, it's not the best presentation, and it might make someone feel uncomfortable because Quinn, who's usually a good listener and can be there for other people, is in need of other people being patient with her. It was a good, fucking weird for me to say it's a good experience when I felt like, dear God, get me out of here. So, um, it's progress. I can see it as progress versus the way in the past I would handle a high PTSD moment. And so today I've been talking about it. Today I've been allowing myself to rest. Today, I've taken phone calls from people that I had texted Friday morning, um, who were able to get back to me. And even if I'm like, I'm not in crisis mode, but I'm glad you got back to me. How are you? Just to even hear where they are in that moment. Excuse me, it's really been helpful and positive for me to move forward. So I was like, yeah, let me veg, because I'm still having nightmares during the day. So, and I didn't sleep last night because I was in so much pain. Yay. Anyway, so it's good for me to admit that this is where I am. This is what I'm experiencing, and allow myself to be seen for exactly where I am and exactly what I'm experiencing. Because for me, I definitely felt Thursday night that the the fear and the pain that, oh my God, I'm going to let somebody down, or I don't want anyone to see me having this experience, that perpetuates the pain even further. It perpetuates the hurt even further for me. So it was good. I think it was really good for me to, yeah, allow myself to be seen just as I am. So that's kind of like the nutshell of this week and where I am. And today's a better day. So that's positive, and I hope I get some sleep tonight. I'm definitely going to take my pain medication earlier. Um, as soon as we eat dinner, I'm going to take my pain medication and not suffer, because I'm really seeing how it can start with one thing of my knee acting up, and then it goes into my back, and then it goes into the neck, and then it goes into my brain of, oh my God, this is going to be forever, that I can just go into this looping cycle. Instead, give myself the grace that, yep, this is where you are right now. I don't know how you caused it, can't change it, can't fix it, but it's happening right now, so do the next indicated step for right now. And that feels better. All right, end of rant. I know it was a really long video, but glad to be here. All right, till next time. Peace.